Today I wanted to talk about something that I'm oddly passionate about, and that is saving money on textbooks. So I am going into my junior year this coming fall, so I have a little bit of experience with buying textbooks. So I wanted to give you some of my tips and secrets on how I save money on textbooks. So my freshman year, I was a naive little freshman and I spent over $500 on one semester's worth of books, which when I think about now, I'm just like, how did I spend so much money and why didn't I know this stuff before? It's just makes me angry to think about. So I want to share these things with you so that you can avoid the mistakes that I made and save money. Last semester, using these tips, I spent only $200 on a semester's worth of books, and this semester I'm spending about $70. So you can tell that I'm saving hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This video may be a little long, but I do have a lot of tips that I use to help me save a lot of money in the long run. I ended up spending so much money my freshman year because I bought all of my books directly from my university's bookstore. And that is the first big mistake. Do not, under any circumstances, do not buy your books from your university's bookstore. The prices are just so much higher there and you just end up spending way more money than you have to. The only things that I actually buy from the bookstore directly anymore are lab books that you can only get from the bookstore. So now you're probably thinking, well, if I don't buy them from the university bookstore, where do I buy them from? And so there are a couple different places that I use to buy my textbooks. There are a lot of other websites that I use to buy textbooks. The first thing I want to mention is that you can use a website called Slug Books that allows you, that like you type in the book and then you can compare prices from other websites. And this is really helpful and it saves a lot of time. Now, some of the websites that I have personally used for getting books off of is I've used Chegg, and I've used Half, which is affiliated with eBay, and I've used Ebooks. And all of these I really liked. I get really good prices with all of them. The other website is Amazon. As a student, you can get Amazon Student for 6 months for free. And this allows you to have free shipping, which is really helpful, not only for textbooks, for other things too. If you're an online shopper, then that can be like great because free shipping, everybody loves free shipping. The only thing that I would say about that is that I've bought a few books off Amazon, but they don't always have the best prices. I find that usually Chegg or Half or Ebooks or some other website has a little bit better prices. So these websites are not the only places that you can buy textbooks. The other thing that I had no idea about as a freshman and that I use like religiously now is Facebook groups. So on Facebook, you can get into groups specific to your university. You have to enter in your university email, and then you have to, accept that there's like a confirmation email. And then once you go through that process, there are all these groups that are specific to your university, for like apartments, for campus tips, and then there is one, at least for my university, for textbooks. And this saves you so much money and so much time because it eliminates the middleman. You just buy and sell directly from other students, and you can get really good prices, and you can get them immediately. You don't have to wait for them to ship. Also, it's really great for selling your textbooks too, so you can get a lot more money back for your textbooks. The bookstores and websites, they offer you, they will buy back your textbooks, but it is often for, less than 50% of what you actually paid for it. So if you're looking to get more money back, if you don't need your textbook anymore and you want to sell it, then the best way to get the most money is to sell it to other students. Then you can get cash immediately and you can get a lot more money. And so this is one of my favorite ways to get books. I have a few other ways to help you save money on textbooks, and one thing that I recommend is that you can get the International Student Edition of your books. The books are the same material as the regular edition, and I did this for my anatomy textbook. This is my anatomy textbook, and it is the International Edition, and the only thing that is different about it is that it is a soft cover rather than a hard cover, and I actually prefer to have the soft cover because it weighs less. I got this book for I think around $70, and the textbook was going for $150 plus used, so I saved a ton of money by buying the International Edition. And I found the International Edition on eBay. They won't be listed on bookstores like Chegg or your university bookstore. This is something you can look for on eBay. The other thing with buying the International Edition, though, is that I don't think that you can sell it back. You can't sell it to your university, you can't sell it on to online textbook stores because it is the International Edition. Another way that you can save money is by getting the ebooks. If you have an e-reader like a Kindle or a Nook or an iPad, there's the option of getting the ebook version of your textbooks. Buying the ebook is an alternative that makes it a lot cheaper if you are a fan of using the e-readers. Now, another thing that you can do is that you can rent textbooks, and renting is a great option. I've used renting before. I would do the math though to make sure that it will end up saving you money in the long run, because when you buy a textbook and you sell it back, then you get some of that money back. But when you rent a textbook, you just you pay the money, and then you have to send the book back, and you obviously can't sell it back. And then the other thing to make sure of is if you are renting a textbook, to make sure that's not a textbook that you're going to need for more than one semester. So now I'm going to talk about ways you can get textbooks for free. I know that sounds crazy, free, but it is a possibility. There are two ways that I know to do this, and the first way is the preferred and legal method. So the first way is use the library. You can get books for free from the library. The library doesn't cost anything to check out books. So I have had classes where it's like a literature or a history kind of class, and you don't need textbooks, but you need like novels for it. And you can get those novels obviously at the library, and you can check them out and just keep renewing them throughout the semester. And you can also check your university library. A lot of the time should have copies of textbooks, so you can check with the university if they have that textbook, and then you can go to the library and use it whenever you need to do homework or study for that class. And then you don't have to buy the textbook, and you can just use it when you need to at the library. So there's a second way that you can get free textbooks. I'm not going to go into details about it. All I will say though is that the internet is a wonderful, magical place, and that if you search hard enough, you can find PDFs of almost any book out there. And that's all I'm going to say about that, for obvious reasons. So those have been my secrets and tips into how I save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on textbooks. So leave me a comment if you thought this video was helpful, and if you have any other tips about saving money on textbooks. And go ahead and push that like button if you want to see more videos about college advice and tips. And don't forget to subscribe to see more of my videos. Alright, thank you for watching.